Regina Narjes, and I'm the product specialist here for 21st Century. My office is here in the building, but I actually serve all of our stores here in the Panhandle and in Colorado, and we do have a store in Kansas. So I'm on the road a lot, but it's fun, and it's kind of fun to see the different needs of different customers just in the Baler market. You know, from Gordon to Cheyenne Wells, Colorado, everyone has different needs. So it's been fun to travel around and do that. But I'll start off with just a short video. It'll tell you a little bit about what I'm going to talk about with the balers. I want to keep it really informal.
In order to make our all-new 9 Series round balers better, first, we had to make them stronger. And strength starts at the core. It begins with the new industry-leading diamond chains, adding greater performance and durability to the drive system. Enhanced Driveline adds over 20 hours more John Deere quality baling before your next service interval. While the redesigned output shaft is built with larger bearings and support for increased uptime, a faster gate cycle time provides up to 5 seconds of improvement for speedier bale ejection. And new larger tires offer greater shock load absorption and higher flotation for work over any terrain. With 12 new models, we've made advancements from the bottom of the series to the top. Take the 459 standard. Available converging wheels help you gather scattered hay more consistently. And an added bale ramp option gives you true roll-away clearance. And then, here's our new premium line, featuring new gold wing doors to service many of the baler's components more quickly and easily, greatly reducing downtime. And it's perfectly complemented by a 2-year, 12,000 bale warranty, along with loads of other exclusive features for serious commercial baling. Like the all-new, industry-first tractor baler automation technology, which increases speed and production and reduces operator fatigue. This is how Stronger's designed. And this is how Stronger performs. Introducing the all-new 2013 John Deere 9 Series round balers. Stronger to the core.
They came out with 12 new models with this new 9 Series. Some of them are the silage special, which we don't really use here in our country. And they still have, what they've done now is they have a standard version and a premium version. And the premium is what you'll see back here behind me, but the standard still has the same door that was on the 568, so it won't look a whole lot different. And they really, 568's been a great baler for us, so they didn't really reinvent the wheel on anything. They just basically made everything bigger and stronger and made more uptime for you in the field. First off, on every 9 Series round baler, there will be a drawbar shield. It's basically just a glorified mud flap, in my opinion. Just helps to keep that crop from getting caught on that drawbar and building up material there for you. They also put an adjustable hitch on this new 9 Series round baler, so whatever height that your drawbar is on your tractor, you can adjust that hitch so that it matches just perfectly, and so you have that right pitch with that pickup to best feed the crop into the round baler. They also put hydraulic SUV cutouts. You might have seen that when you're walking around it. How many times do you store your baler and you don't know what to do with those hoses, so they wind up laying on the ground and getting dirty and full of dust and everything, and you got to clean them off when you go to hook up your tractor. So just a nice little feature there to help keep everything neat and in check. I'm sure almost everyone here has had to put together that 8 Series PTO shaft. It has that little weld and that groove that you have to put together just right to get it aligned. Well, they went away from that completely, and they actually took off that little weld and put a rounded head on it. So now it's a lot easier to put together, and it doesn't have to have that specific lineup to get it to work correctly. So that's a new big plus feature. They also changed the gearbox output shaft. On the 8 series, you can see here that it actually had a welded collar on it and a slip-fit coupler. Many times in the field, that weld makes that bar weak, and guys go in there and end up welding it again, and then it breaks, and it just causes a lot of problems. So now they went to a solid shaft and a bolted U-joint. So basically, it just makes it, again, stronger to the core, and it'll increase your uptime in the field. Diamond chain, they talked about this in the video. It's a good quality, strong chain. You can see it's pretty heavy on the baler, so it'll last longer for you. They also changed the pickup drive. On the 8 series, they had the pickup was started off of that startup roll. Now it's run off of that lower drive roll. So that startup roll has a lot of wear and tear on it already, so this just takes less stress off of that, and it'll make those parts last a lot longer. They also added an additional bale shape sensor, so there's 3 sensors in the back now. Just basically helps so you're not making those egg-shaped bales or barrel-shaped bales in the field, and helps you monitor what's going on. That's basically what's all on the standard. Now I'll move into the premium features. The premium still has all those features on there, but they also have a lot more with the premium. So the first thing you probably noticed was these doors. Glad that didn't hit your head there. So it's pretty easy to flip them up and flip them open, and it gives you a lot of accessibility to everything over here, so you can blow out your machine every day and have easier accessibility to service that machine. So helps you with your uptime and upkeep with the machine. And the doors are made of composite materials, and as you saw, I flipped this switch over here, but there's actually an additional lock back here. So that prevents it from, when you're going down the road, that door flopping open. There's an additional lock to keep it in place, so you don't have any issues with that. Also on these premium balers, they went away from that friction clutch and actually to a cam clutch. That increased the service from 8 to 30 hours. So again, it's less servicing for you, and that cam clutch actually runs a lot cooler as well. Another nice feature with the premium baler is that it has a grease bank on it. I don't know why they don't put this on every single one of them, because how many times are you searching around and looking for that grease zerk? You know, you just can't find it, or you don't know where it is, or maybe you let your neighbor borrow your baler, and you know, you want to make sure that it's getting greased correctly, or if you have a hired hand working it this way, then it's right there, it's out in the open, it tells you exactly how many hours that you grease those zerks at. So it just basically makes it a lot less likely that you're going to miss a zerk or miss your greasing hours. So they also changed the number 9 and 11 idler rolls on them. I have a parts display back here where you can see the difference in the shafts. On the 8 series, it was 1.25 inches. So on the 9 series standard, they beefed it up now to 1.5 inches. And on this premium here, it's actually 1.75 inches. And if you look at that shaft, it's big, it's heavy. It's on the back side of that display over there. So they also increased the bearing size as well with that. And you can look at those parts. It is pretty impressive to see how much they increased them, and makes them last a lot longer. They improved the pickup on this premium baler. So the standard is still going to have the same pickup that's on the 568, but this premium is where they beefed up all the pickup parts. I have all the parts on the back board there. You can see the comparison in the two. They put they put bearings in the spiders, and so hopefully that'll make everything stronger and last longer. I have the parts up here, but I think if you really go back there and look and feel how heavy they are, they're a lot heavier. I've been driving all around with these in the back of my pickup. They're heavy. So this premium baler, with this new tractor baler automation, they had to go to an isobus connector. So they go away from the bale track monitor with this premium baler. It's actually going to run off of like your 1800 or 2600, 2630 display, or even this tractor has a command center in it. It has the command arm. It'll run off of that as well. They went away from that bale track monitor with this premium model because that bale track monitor doesn't have the capacity to run this baler automation like we do with the isobus. So what's required to run this premium baler? Well, you have to have an isobus-ready tractor, electronic SUVs, and if you want to utilize the full automation that this baler has to offer, you'll need an IVT transmission. And then there is a couple activations, but they're pretty simple, and that's not a whole lot required. But I do want to say, if your tractor is not isobus ready, if you're running an older tractor, we do have 2 harnesses available, and I don't think I have the pictures. No. I have a couple pictures. There's 2 harnesses that we can put on your tractor to make it isobus compatible, so you don't have to have a brand new tractor just to run this baler. But there are a lot of added features if you do have a newer tractor to run all of the features on the baler. So now this tractor baler automation, they have 2 levels of what it will actually do. Level 1 is where you need those electronic SUVs, and it'll tell you to stop the tractor that your baler's full like it normally does. Well, this, you don't have to push the button to wrap and tie it. It'll actually automatically wrap or tie your bale and kick it out and close the door all automatically for you. So you don't even have to touch a button to get that done. And with level 2 activation, that's where that IVT transmission comes into play. It will actually start and stop your tractor for you. You'll be driving along, filling your baler full, and it'll automatically sense that that bale is to the right diameter, and it'll actually stop that tractor for you. It'll do the wrapping of the bale and kick it out, close that gate, and then it'll bring that tractor back up to the speed that you were going before it stopped. So it basically makes that whole process basically automatic and pretty streamlined. It really comes in handy when you have multiple people running that baler and you're not really sure if they're experienced enough to run it quite well. So this really kind of takes that guesswork out of it, and you get the same size bales every time, and it's all done automatically and simply for you. So I have a video next of a producer in southwest Nebraska here. He ran multiple balers in the field last summer. He has multiple people running his balers. He does a lot of custom work, so you'll be able to see how he sees the benefit in it and what his thoughts are on it. So
we don't have as much automation in hay equipment as they do in other equipment, and so I think we're a little bit behind, and this is one of the steps that needs to be taken. You can just get in your tractor, push a button, or start the tractor, and you just have to pay attention to the speed and everything.
Oh, I think it's more relaxing. You just go and nothing usually goes wrong with it. It don't kick a bale out early.
I just like it stopped by itself.
Stop the bale when it gets the right size.
Then it opens and shuts by itself. You really don't have to do anything.
Net wrap it, kick it out. And then you just push the button again and take off again, so all you have to do is drive.
I think the reaction time for the baler to do it itself is a lot faster than you having to think about it, your brain telling your hand to do this, and then the computer just knows to do it,
It's a good invention and good idea, and I would buy it on my balers anytime I trade and everything. I know I'd have it on all of them.
So if you're listening to what he said there, he really likes it. He has 3 or 4 different people running in the field at all times, and so it really streamlines that process and makes sure that everything is done seamlessly and all the same way, all the way across the field. So this is the command center in the tractor. There is 3 bars here now to watch. That's because of that additional bale shape sensor there. If you don't want to look at all 3 of those bars, you don't want to pay attention to that, you can actually put it back so it's just the 2 that you're watching. So you can really customize it to be what you want to look at and what you really want to pay attention to. These are just different displays that'll work with the isobus, and it will also work on competitive tractors. So if you're running a green or a blue tractor out there, it will work in their display system as well. This is that harness that I was talking about, that if you have an older tractor, we just put this harness in there and it'll help connect the baler to the tractor and hook up that monitor. So we do have options if you don't have to buy a new tractor to run the baler. So. Yeah, you do. I just have a few screens here as screenshots as to what the display actually looks like. Most of it is fairly similar to the bale track monitor, And it's really, it's pretty user-friendly, actually a lot more user-friendly than that bale track monitor in my opinion. Here is where you can switch it from that level of automation. So it says level 1 there. And then here they have it in level 2. So that's where, depending upon your tractor capabilities, where you can set it to only wrap and tie and kick the bale out, or you can set it to where it'll actually stop the tractor and do everything for it. So here's where you can set that so you can see how many bars you want to look at based upon what your preference is. And this screen, this is going to be basically your home screen when you're running the baler. So right here it'll tell you that you're in level 1 of automation, and it's saying this little arrow up here means that it's okay for you to drive the tractor forward again, that it's done closing the gate and everything like that. Same thing here, they have a little yellow circle to show you how big your bale is getting in that baler, how close you're getting to be full. And it shows you when it's kicking it out. So it basically tells you everything that you're doing, or as it's doing it. It does still come up with an error. If it doesn't wrap the net or anything like that, it will still pop up with a code, and it'll say net wrap error. I know on the old system that it would just pop up with a code, and you had to look it up in the book to tell what that code meant. Well, this one will actually pop up and it'll say net wrap error. Here, it'll show you that it's activating in level 2, and we have the 3 sensors up. So just kind of to show you what the different pages kind of look like. This is also a really big added bonus feature that I think is very beneficial, especially if you're doing a lot of custom baling. You could actually put in there 10 different customers and then 10 different fields per customer. So you can easily track as to if you're baling for 3 different people that day, you can track which field you're on and how many bales you had, and basically just helps you with your record keeping so you don't get anything wrong. There's a lot of actually available attachments for this round baler, and even a lot of these kits actually will fit on a 568, so maybe you're not ready to move up to the next step, but we do have a lot of options for you as well to make your baler that you have already better. There's a bale push bar available, the variable core kit, high moisture kit, hydraulic pickup lift, and a big one that I like to focus on is the side sheet enhancement kit. That's an actual kit where it's an actual big sheet of metal that they put in here on these side walls. It helps with that wear and tear on that sidewall. This last year, I think we saw more diversity of crops being baled more than ever. We're baling corn stalks, we're baling beans, we're baling everything. So that material can be pretty rough and tough on that baler. So if you put that side sheet in there, it really helps the longevity of your baler, and it'll help you last longer. Or if you have an old baler and you're trying to get some more bale, some more use out of it, you can put that in your old baler and make it last a lot longer as well. What I have on the table is the corn cob filler plates and the corn stalk compression rack. They actually just came out with these kits this last fall, just basically to help the feed into the baler. The filler plates, they help so those corn cobs don't get stuck in there, as well as the crop deflector kit. So we do have a lot of options available to add on into your baler to make it a lot better baler for you. A lot of things that I don't have up there, guys have been talking about having a light back here for the net wrap. We have a kit for that we can put a light back there so you're not fumbling with a flashlight or you have to have a light on your hat or anything like that. They do make a kit available for that, as well as chain lubers and things like that to make things easier for you. So that's about all I got.
You have your bale set for 68.
Uh-huh.
And when we're going, sometimes you get into heavier crop.
Uh-huh.
And so you start stopping before the 68, so you're at...
By the time you get it stopped, it's full. Yeah. This, with that automation, it should hopefully, it's supposed to, be basically automatic. It knows when it hits that and it stops that tractor immediately.
Immediately, okay, because, there's still, you still got some...
Yep.
So in something like that, you probably set it back 67, so
Uh-huh.
it works.
Yep.
Because nothing's more mad than you have the buzzer go off and you stop and there is a big boom.
Uh-huh.
And up you go. So.
Yeah. So it's supposed to really make that transaction seamless. I can't tell you how accurate it is because I haven't. There's not enough information right now, but I'm guessing that basically makes it a seamless transaction where it's,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that near as much. But there also is a button that you can push if you're at the end of the field and you got to make a bigger bale just to put that last little bit of the windrow in. You can push a button and make an oversized bale too. So.
The header width identical to the 568.
It's pretty similar, depending upon which kind of pickup you have. On the premium, it's a mega wide, so that's as big as we can get. But on the 568, they have a couple different versions that you could have then put on there if it was bigger or smaller.
And the overall width of the machine, say from the far end of one axle to the other, the tire to the other tire, is the same?
As the big mega wide pickup, yes.
And then the wheels, are the wheels the same size, but the tires, the higher profile?
You can put, yep, the higher profile tires are an option, so.
Oh, and it's optional.
So it kind of depends. Those 568s, you can get it pretty close to this. It just won't have these big heavy parts. So like these are the parts what is on the 568, and here's what's on this baler here. So, you know, we're going to sell a lot of the premium here and a lot of the standard. So we'll sell a lot of these two here. Actually, we have a guy running, he's picking up corn stalks right now with his premium baler up north of Oshkosh because he wants to plant OP hay into corn stalks. So he's wanting to get all that material out of there. So he's running his baler right now, picking up all those corn stalks. And he seems to be liking it. He hasn't had any problems with it. But we'll basically sell the standard and the premium. I'm Regina Narjes, a hay product specialist with 21st Century Equipment, where we are making farming easier for you.